So we're going to start our final composite by going back to our animation apps and going back to green screen one more time. And then we're going to create a new composition. We have a flattened image and a second flattened image. One that has just one set of hands in it. And this one here actually has two on the left and the right. And so now we are going to go up and do one new composition by clicking the plus sign at the top right corner, create a new project. And what I tend to do is on the bottom, I guess it doesn't matter if it's the bottom or the top, but I click the plus sign, I go to video, I'm going to go to my favorites, and remember the latest one is this one here that has two hands in it. That's the one we want. So I'm kind of scrolling through and I'm going to take the sound down on that one. And I'm going to say use, and that puts that into place. I'm going to go up a line and click the plus sign, go to video, and click favorites. This time I don't want the one with two hands. I want the one that's got just one hand in it, because I need to get a third and a fourth hand in this scenario. Then I go to the top one and I click the plus sign, and I'm going to use the same video. I'm going to go back to favorites, go back to the one that's just got the single hand in it, sound off, use. And so now on the top two lines, here and here, I have a single hand. On the bottom one, I already have one that's been flattened out, and we'll have a, it'll have two hands showing. Now, whatever layer has the red line in it, or it's covered in red, is the one that you can manipulate. So if I'm going to click here, I can manipulate that video, but I actually don't want to. So it's really only the top two. So I'm going to click this. I'm going to go with the middle one because it was the second thing that I did. And I'm going to see if I can pinch that image. Okay, that's not the one that's usable right now. So I'm going to go to the top one, and there it is. So the top one tells me that I can manipulate and change that. Now your tendency is going to be to, oh, okay, well I see this hand's here and it's kind of crooked and it's wrong, and I'm just going to go grab it. And then you're going to be like, I can't grab it. One of the things that's not so intuitive and something that takes a little getting used to is that in order to manipulate any particular video line, you have to click on the line you want to manipulate. So if I want this hand right here, I gotta know which layer it's in and click that layer, and then I can all of a sudden manipulate it. I can start flipping it around, I can start resizing it, I can do those types of things. And I'm realizing that actually this is all a little bit too big because I can't fit the hand in. So I can go and grab that bottom one, and I can actually resize the two that are already flattened together and make that smaller. I'm going to try to keep that edge vertical. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I'm trying to keep these edges here vertical. I'm going to try, oops, I didn't really want to do that, so there it is, my intuition kicking in. I'm going to go to this hand, and I'm going to resize that so that I don't want it to cover up. What I want it to do is just come right up to the bottom of these two, and then make sure that it's roughly the same size. One thing I can do is actually drag it over the top of this one and try to get a match. I don't know if you can tell that. It's really finicky, really kind of picky, but once I have it, then I can be more assured of the sizing. And if I start covering up the hand, I know I'm off. Same is true with the top one. I'm going to have to reselect the layer so I can go and grab this one, and I can again do some playing around, get it close to the right size that I want, and then I can manipulate that and grab a corner and turn it. And see if I need to shift it at all. I might need to. So what we're looking at is radial symmetry this way and this way, up and across, and at whatever angles they are to each other. So there's a slight angle here, and there's a vertical and a horizontal. I can see that the edge of the line here is slightly crooked, so I'm going to just give it a little bit of a tweak. And now I'm going to just kind of go back down to my timeline here. I'm grabbing them and I'm just kind of moving them through. And there's a nice square kind of shaping up in here. I like it. Sometimes you got to have a little bit more of a rectangle. It'll work, but not quite as well. The more you can have this square shape inside, the better it will be. And I'm just going to go down and I'm going to take the sound off on all of these, like that. So I went to each of the 3 lines. I'm going to go up to the top gear and I'm going to title that Final Hologram. It's technically not a hologram, they're really a peppergram. That's a whole other conversation. But and then, you know, if you have a bunch of students, you'd probably want them to put their names on here. Keep the 1080 HD video resolution if your device will do that. I click return and I'm going to click save. I'm going to go down here, click save. You can see that it's exporting the project. If I needed it to stop for any reason, I could click that black thing that looks like a box. It's actually a button. And then it's going to bring up the same dialog box you've seen. Preview your video, show export options, or save to camera roll. I'm going to click save to camera roll. Click OK. The project is technically done, and it's always going to be here. So it's still, these are all files that I've created. So it's here for me anytime I need to manipulate it or change it. What I need to do is go back now and look in my photos, find that latest photo, which should be this one. I'm going to play it through. There might be sound, in which case I'll have to strip that out later. I'll play it. Nope, all the sound came out. And that's exactly what I need for the final step
of the hologram. Basically, at this point, you would simply export to your favorite online video distribution, probably YouTube or Vimeo or whatever. You could certainly just keep it as a standalone video file on an iPad, but you probably want to have a way to share it. And so Google Drive might be another consideration in order to get that full file out to students and parents and whatnot. And so in the final step, we'll just simply show what the resulting hologram looks like.